Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Jaya Nitai Sachinandana Nitai Sachinandana Nitai Sachinandana Gaura Hari Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Srila Prabhupada श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की
Hare Krishna, thank you so much for joining for Sunday feast. Hare Krishna dear devotees for joining. Thank you for joining. So we'll sing Jai Radha Madhava first, and then we'll start with the topic for today. So we'll have to sing Jai Radha Madhava. You sing. The mic. Hare Krishna.
Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Jai Radha Madhava
Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari.
Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari.
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Yashodanandana
Braja Jana Jana Yamuna Tiravanachari.
Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tiravanachari.
Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tiravanachari.
Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tiravanachari.
Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari.
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare. Okay, thank you so much. So we think the Mangalasharan prayers and then we'll start. Okay. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutapadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Mitinamine नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेशा गोपिका कांता राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी श्री राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। So you can see the word. You can see a verse on the screen. So Madhav will hopefully sing the verse in the mic, and please repeat the verse, and then I will explain the meaning. It's very very simple verse, very beautiful, very simple verse, and then we'll go ahead. Okay. Sing. Jai. Okay, it's a very beautiful verse. It says, Nilachala Nivasaya. Very simple. Nilachala Nivasaya. Nivas means one who stays, one who resides. Where? Nilachala. Okay, does he stay 1 day, 2 days, 2 days, 3 days, 1 week? Nope. Nityaya. Nitya means eternally. One who resides eternally in the place called Nilachal. Okay? Okay, and what is he and who is he? Paramatmane. He is a Paramatma. He is a super soul. The super soul living, the supreme living being residing in the heart of all living beings. Paramatmane. Nilachala Nivasaya Nityaya Paramatmane. Oh, wow, okay. Is he alone? Does he have anybody with him? Yes. Balabhadra Subhadrabhyam. It's a Dvivachan. Two place, two people. We say in Sanskrit we have singular, double, plural. Unless in English we have singular and plural, right? But we have Ekvachan, Dvivachan and Bahuvachan in Sanskrit. So it's Balabhadra Subhadrabhyam, along with Balabhadra and Subhadra. Okay? And to that Jagannath, who resides in Nilachala eternally, who is a Paramatma, who is with Balabhadra and Subhadra, to that Jagannath ji, Te Namaha. I pay my respectful obeisances. Right? So you could say one kind of pranam mantra for Jagannath ji. Nilachala Nivasaya Nityaya Paramatmane Balabhadra Subhadrabhyam Shri Jagannathaya Te Namaha. Okay? Very, very simple with 2-line words, not complicated at all. Perfect. So, as we devotees were having discussion last week, and just talking about Krishna, and suddenly Lord Jagannath's name came up, and we started talking about Lord Jagannath, and we felt very enthused to speak about Lord Jagannath. So I thought, okay, why don't I take this opportunity? I have been given this service of sharing Krishna Katha for my own purification. So why don't I glorify Lord Jagannath? And normally we glorify, when this Balram Purnima, we say, oh, Balramji. When this event, when the event comes up, or when this festival, we talk about the particular form of the Lord. Why? We can talk about the Lord any time of the day, any time, any place, any right? So I'm thinking I don't need to wait for Jagannath Rathayatra to come, which is in June, July, that particular time frame, to speak about Lord Jagannath. If at all I get opportunity, I can speak Lord Jagannath any time, right? So I was thinking, okay, let me speak. Let me try to speak something on Lord Jagannath, right? So as we say, right, Hari Ananta, Hari Katha Ananta. The Lord is, eternal, unlimited, but His pastimes are even more, if you can take it that way, right? So what I have envisioned is that I would speak about the appearance of Lord Jagannath. There are 3 different pastimes, which of course, takes place in different time of Lord Brahman, right? So I'll try to speak. I'm pretty sure, based on my experience, this won't be finished in this particular session. If it doesn't, we'll spill out the next session. There is one pastime, and the next two of the pastimes will speak when I get the next time. Okay, and then speak about some details about Jagannath Puri. Then speak about the next session, speak about the glories of Prasadam of Jagannath Puri. And then speak about the pastimes of Lord Jagannath. So it's a pretty long session. That's what I envisioned. Okay? So we'll start. So, at least so Gaudiya Vaishnavas, those who are practicing, those who are following in the parampara of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Lord Sri Chaitanya, and Rupa Goswami. So we have three main places of worship. What are the places of worship for Gaudiya Vaishnavas especially? Can anyone name? Three main places of worship or lands of worship. Shout out. Anyone? Yes, perfect. Vrindavan, Mayapur, and Jagannath Puri. Right? So, but we have Ayodhya, Mathura. Of course, the Lord is there. But as I mentioned, Gaudiya Vaishnavas. That's why I use the term. Right? So, Dwarka is called as Aishwarya Dham, where Lord is in most opulent form. His mukut. Mukut is there, armlets. He's like a king. Very, opulent. Aishwarya Dham. Vrindavan is called as Madhurya Dham. Each and every aspect in Vrindavan is pervaded, is permeated by Madhurya. Sweetness. Vrindavan exudes sweetness, and each and every place, particle of Vrindavan. So all of these, so even the Sakhas, they are favorable to Shrimad Radharani, Mother Yashoda. So everything is permeated by Madhurya Dham. That is Vrindavan, Madhurya Dham. Mayapur, Navadvip Dham, is called Audarya Dham, a place of magnanimity. The Lord is the most magnanimous in Navadvip. Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratushe Namah. Who is Lord Jagannath? Who is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Namo Mahavadanyaya, not Vadanyaya, not magnanimous. The most magnanimous is Sriman Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. The Audarya Dham. And you see, the deities in the place, they take the mood of the presiding deity. For example, in Mayapur, if you see Narasimhadev, even though he's Ugra Narasimha, very ferocious, but his mood is of Audarya. Because the presiding deity of Navadvip Mayapur is not Radha Madhav, it's Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. It's Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Radha Madhav is there, of course, his Ashtasikis are present. But Mahaprabhu, the Panchatva are the presiding deities of Mayapur. That is why Narasimhadev takes the mood of the Audarya Dham. He's very merciful in Mayapur. Right? Audarya Dham. So what is Jagannath Puri? Jagannath Puri is it's a very special place. This Mahaprabhu was there for 12 years he spent alone in Gambhira. He chose Jagannath Puri instead of Navadvip, instead of Mayapur, instead of Vrindavan. He chose Jagannath Puri. Jagannath Puri is called as Vipralamba Kshetra. Say Sambhoga and Vipralamba, the place of separation. Lord Jagannath is in the mood of separation from the Brajavasis. So if you see, if you hear the name of Lord Jagannath, the temple is not called as Jagannath temple, it's called, but this is a very more prominent name. What is the name of temple? Of Jagannath temple? It's not called Jagannath Puri temple. Jagannath, of course Jagannath is there, but the temple name is different. Because Shri Mandir, Sri Kshetra. Sri is what? Lakshmi Devi. Lakshmi Devi. So Lakshmi Devi is there, Lord Jagannath ji. And he is away from, that means Jagannath Puri is, Jagannath Puri is like Dwarka, where all Brihad Bhagavatamrit. Even in Srimad Bhagavatam, Krishna while sleeping, though all the queens are present, he will just mumble in the sleep, Gopi. Just mumbling, Yashoda, Maya, Yashoda, Makhan, Maya, Makhan, please butter, No, Maya, please butter. He's just mumbling all this stuff while in Dwarka. Right? And he's experiencing that separation from the Brajavasis in Jagannath Puri. That is why Lord Jagannath becomes very ecstatic when he starts going to his Gundicha temple, Rathatra. We'll talk about that when the time comes. Right? So Jagannath Puri represents Vipralamba Kshetra, the mood of separation of Lord Jagannath. And Mahaprabhu came in that exact mood. Radha Bhava Duti Suvilitam, Naumi Krishna Swarupam. Chaitanya Charitamrita says, Radha Bhava Duti Suvilitam. It's a mood of Srimati Radharani who separate from Krishna. Mahaprabhu not very frequently visited Lord Jagannath, but when he visited, he could not even, he controlled, restrained himself. If he went a little bit further, he used to stand behind the Garud Stamba. You can still see handprints of Lord Mahaprabhu on Garud Stamba. He would stand behind and Lord Jagannath. Because if he goes further, he can't restrain himself hugging Lord Jagannath in the altar. He used to stand behind. So you can see, and that's one very famous pastime. An old lady was so eager to see Lord Jagannath. She did not see whose person looking. She climbed on top of Mahaprabhu, on his shoulder, and told Jagannath. That's how eager she was. And the devotee say, hey, what are you doing? Get down. Don't you know who person is? Mahaprabhu says, if a person is as eager as she can stand on top of my head and see Lord Jagannath. I wish I had the eagerness to see Lord Jagannath as her. That's Mahaprabhu. Trinadapi Sunichena Taropi Seshna. Humility. That Jagannath Puri is more, there's a lot of details why Mahaprabhu chose Lord Jagannath Puri. More deep meaning. So I was thinking, let's speak something about Lord Jagannath, the appearance of Lord Jagannath first. And then, as and when we get time, I speak more and more. So what I will be speaking on is mainly based on from Skanda Puran, where the most detailed, the details are given more elaborately in the part called Purushottam Mahatmya in Skanda Puran. And where the Lord's pastime, appearance of Lord's pastime is, very detailedly mentioned. There are other places too, but this is the most prominent place. So I'll start now, okay? So once Lord Brahma, he's the Pitamaha, right? He felt compassion for all living beings, right? He knows all the living beings are coming out, and based on their karma, they get respective bodies and all this stuff. And while doing the secondary creation, Visarga, Sarga and Visarga, right? Visarga is secondary creation done by Lord Brahma. And he knows that all living beings go through the 4 different stages. Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadhi Dukkha Doshanu Darshanam. Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadhi. Birth, death, old age and disease. And so Brahma felt so much compassion what to do. Because he is a very, very great devotee, wonderful, the top of the top, one of the exalted devotees of the Lord. And devotees are what? Para Dukha Dukhi. Seeing others sad, they become sad. They want to do something for others. What to do? He felt so much compassion. He said, what can I do? I have to pray. Let me pray to Lord. Pray to Lord. In the 3rd canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, well, Lord Brahma prays for the creative impetus. Please empower me to do secondary creation. Please help me. In one of the prayers, 3rd canto, 9th chapter, 8th verse, Brahma says, O great actor, my Lord, all these poor creatures are constantly perplexed by hunger, thirst, severe cold, secretion and bile, attacked by coughing winter, blasting summer, rains and many other disturbing elements. I pity on them. I am very much aggrieved for them. I'm so very sad seeing them in such a condition. Of course, did not say exactly like that. I'm just saying that's the mood of Brahma. I'm just quoting relevant words from Srimad Bhagavatam, because that's what we're more familiar with. Right? And when Lord Brahma prays, he prays with full heart. Not like us, like me, not like lip service, heart service, with full heart. And the Lord became very pleased with the heartfelt prayers of Lord Brahma, and he came on Garuda, and he explained, told, I understand Brahma, I understand your pain for all the living beings. And they explain the glories of Purushottam Kshetra. Sri Kshetra. Purushottam Kshetra or Sri Kshetra. Okay. So, he said, you go to a place, the place called as Niladri, Sri Kshetra, and you will go and see the beauty of the land and you will get the information there. Go. Okay. Brahma said, okay, let me go. Brahma arrived in Niladri, and there he saw the four-armed form of Lord Neelamadhav. And his color is like sapphire blue, deity. Sapphire blue, and sapphire is very bluish. Niladri, in Niladri, the Lord Neelamadhav is present on Nilagiri. That's how it is. Nila is the place. On Niladri mountain, it's called Nilagiri mountain. On top of the Nilagiri mountain, on the altar of sapphire, Neelamani, crystal, there is a Lord Neelamadhav present. He was blue. Right? Neelamadhav. Okay. And along with Neelamadhav, Lord Neelamadhav, on his left, his mother Lakshmi, Sri or Shri. Right? Mother Lakshmi is present on the left. So after marriage, the ladies are on the left side. It's called Vamangi. Vamahasta, Shukadeva Goswami is called as Vamahasta Shukha. Vamahasta, left hand, the parrot on the left hand of Mother or Radharani is Shukadeva Goswami. That is called Vamahasta Shukha. Left, Vamangi was on the left side. Mother Lakshmi, if you see any deities, they won't be on the right side. Never. Right? On the left side. So Vamangi. So Mother Lakshmi was on the left side of Neelamadhav. And the Brahma was, wow. Just imagine how beautiful the Lord must be for Brahma to get astonished. Right? So that was Lord Neelamadhav and Mother Lakshmi sitting on the left hand side. And there is a very, very, very wonderful, just beside that place, altar, there's a kunda, it's called Rohini Kunda. And what happened? He saw something very, very miraculous. There's a crow flying. The crow just came down, descended, parked himself or herself, took a sip of water from the Rohini Kunda. And then the crow turned into four-armed being and then went back to Vaikuntha. Brahma said, "Ye kya ho gaya? What the heck? What happened?" Right? So Brahma is perplexed. What? The crow came, sipped a drop of water from Rohini Kunda, turned this four-armed spiritual being and went to Vaikuntha. What happened? And that time Yamaraj came. Yamaraj, one of the Mahajans. Brahma is son of the Mahajan. Swayambhu, Narada, Shambhu, Kumaro, Kapilo, Manu. Right? And Balirvaya, Sakhirayam, Mayam. I am, along with myself. So Yamaraj is one of the Mahajans. Yamaraj came and offered prayers to Neelamadhav. And he said, "Oh my Lord, Mother Lakshmi, my duty is to punish the sinful living entities. And I'm concerned about my duty after seeing this." The sinful living entity crow just came and sipped one bottle of water and went back to Vaikuntha. My job is gone. If someone comes here, drinks water, what would my job be? No? I'll be laid off. Right? Don't you work for me? So, Mother Lakshmi, very, very benevolently, she's a mother, right? Very benevolently, very, very compassionately replied, "Oh Yama, neither you nor Brahma, or for that, any Devata for that matter, have no jurisdiction in this particular place. All living beings in this particular area are extremely dear to Lord Vishnu, Lord Neelamadhav. And just by seeing the Lord, all the sins are vanquished. So this is not the place of your duty. Outside this place, you can do whatever you want. No one will say anything. But yahan pe, nahi chalega. Not here. Okay? And then Mother Lakshmi reveals the glories of Nilachal Dham. And she is going to the Markandeya Rishi. This instance comes in 11th canto, if I'm not wrong. But Markandeya Rishi, he wanted to see the illusory powers of Lord Vishnu, Maya Shakti. And the Lord gave a very nice tour. That's where the portion, in that particular section, the very, very famous photo. Have you ever seen Lord Krishna on a banyan leaf? sucking his thumb. That is where the Lord shows Markandeya Rishi, that particular form of his. And then the Skanda Puran mentions that he saw the particular form of the Lord, and the Lord revealed, why is this place in this pralaya, this devastation, water devastation, why is this the only place remaining? This is Purushottam Kshetra. That's how it's been described in Skanda Puran. Okay, right? So Mother Lakshmi, this is a very beautiful narration, the glorification of Purushottam Kshetra or Sri Kshetra. And at the end says, oh Brahma, during the Satyuga, during the reign of Swarochisha Manu, there are how many Manus in the Monday of Brahma? How many Manus are there in Monday of Brahma? I won't give negative marks, please. 14 Manus. Great. And which Manu is this one right now? Current? 7th Manu. Half days over. Right? Half days over. The Swarochisha Manu is the second Manu. Swayambhu Manu, Swarochisha Manu. Right? So in Satyuga, during the reign of Swarochisha Manu, there will be a king named Indradumna who will require your assistance. Please help him, please guide him. Lord Vishwakarma, who is the architect, heavenly architect, he will carve a deity, and the deity will be named as Jagannath. So please assist him when that time comes. Mother Lakshmi told. Yes, Mother. And they depart. So all this in Skanda Puran, everything is being spoken by Jaimini Rishi to all the other sages. So he is speaking what Lakshmi Devi, Brahma are all speaking to each other. Just Lakshmi Bhagavata, inception. Conversation goes in. Something like that. Okay. Everything clear till now? No, Brahma, Yamraj, they all heard the prediction. Everyone went back. Now, we'll fast forward. The Satyuga, during the reign of Swarochisha Manu has come. And King Indradumna is ruling Avanti. Avanti is in present day Ujjain, if I'm not wrong. Okay. Madhya Pradesh, around that particular area. Avantipur. Okay. And he's a Rajarshi. Raja Rishi. He's not just a king, he's a saintly king. Rishi. Just like Parishit Maharaj was a Rajarshi, Yudhishthira Maharaj was a Rajarshi. Right? So he's a saintly king, very truthful, pious, religious, right? Following all the protocols of Dharma. Right? And he was sitting in his court one day, and he was very curious, inquisitive. Which is the best tirtha, the holy place of all? Which is the best holy place of all holy places? That kings of that time had that kind of thought. We are saying, which is the best place to eat, man? You see, the new hotel has come out. That's what we talk about. The king said, what's the best holy place? That's their consciousness. Right? Okay. So he was inquiring. There are a lot of gathering of poets, aristocrats, brahmanas, so many, it's a group of people in his court. And he's very asking them, please tell me the best of holy places. So a mendicant starts saying, oh my dear king, I have been to so many tirthas, holy places, since my childhood. And in my childhood, I heard of a very sacred place in the northeastern shores of Bharat Varsha, known as Purushottam Kshetra. And there is a dense forest surrounding a hill called as Nilagiri. So in northeastern shores of Bharat Varsha, Shri Nitaya Sachindan Dev Bhagwan ki jai, or Narsimha Dev Bhagwan ki jai, Tulsi Maharani ki jai, Shri Prabhupada ki jai. So on the northeastern shore of Bharat Varsha, there's a dense forest called Nilagiri. I've heard that is in the center of the Nilagiri, there's a big Kalpavriksha tree. It extends almost 2 miles. And there's a Rohini Kund beside that. And it said that the crow once drank some water and then turned to spiritual being. Okay. And the bird had no spiritual qualification. Very crow, that's it, done. But just by simple touch of the water, drinking one sip of water, the crow was delivered. And not only that, I saw every day devatas will descend from the heavens and will offer prayers, worship to Lord Nila Madhav, the presiding deity. The air was permeated with heavenly scent, flowers, parijata flowers from the heavens. And they would offer wonderful prayers. So, oh my dear King Indradumna, I assure you that I have no uncommon qualification. I am very, very common. I don't stand out anywhere. I'm very from one of the average people, right? But staying in Purushottam Kshetra, in that particular place, I developed so much attraction to Lord Nila Madhav, just by staying in that particular place. That is the best place, best of all tirthas. Now that piqued interest of Indra Maharaj. Oh, finally, there's no one speaking, and finally someone spoke. Such wonderful glorification. Now he was very, very, encouraged, very inquisitive, to know where is the particular place, how to reach there, what is there, all details. Why, when, how, where, everything. All the double-edged questions. So he started, delegating different people. So his minister, head minister, his brother was named Vidyapati. He said, why don't you go there? You're a Brahmana and I trust you because you are this brother of my elders, the head minister. I trust you very much. Can you go there, and find out where is it, how to reach there, how much time does it take, all the details, and come back. Yes, sir. And he started his journey towards the northeastern shore of Bharatvarsha. Okay. And if you see, there is a river, Mahanadi River. It still flows. It flows from Chhattisgarh to Odisha and enters into the Bay of Bengal. So Vidyapati started going to northeastern direction, and he took a rest on the banks of Mahanadi River. And he kept remembering the words of the mendicant, the glories of Lord Nila Madhav. Wonderful description of the Dham. And he, started walking, and entered Bhuvaneshwar, then finally entered Sri Kshetra and offered obeisances. So this one practical point, when we go to any Dham, and this is what I heard from my superiors, and that's what I try to follow, is that when, normally we go by car, we go by vehicle, and finally reach the housing or accommodation. The first thing they said is, you should take the dust from the particular land, put on your feet. Because your feet is not qualified to touch the holy land. You make it only qualified by putting the dust on your feet, and then put a leg down, and then fall flat like a rod on the place. If you ever travel by train, when we enter Mathura Junction, especially devotees, the entire train comes out, Mathura Junction, fall flat. Moment they get down and fall flat on Mathura Junction. Mathura Mandal. Right? So when we enter, if someone is going to take a dip in Mother Ganga, take some water in your hand, purify the feet, and then enter Mother Ganga. We are not qualified to even. But who is Mother Ganga? It's a Charnamrit of Trivikrama. In Hindi we say, औकात नहीं है. Right? We have to get purified, purify our hair, purify our leg, take the dust, brush, the dust of the holy place, pour it over a leg, make it qualified, then place the foot on dham, and then fall flat like a rod. That's the etiquette we should follow. Try to follow. Okay? Okay. Then he proceeded to enter Bhuvaneshwar, exited, enter Sri Kshetra. There's an entire piece of land. And in that, the land, the Holy Dham, in the middle is Nilagiri. And in the middle of Nilagiri is Kalpavriksha tree. Right? So he proceeded towards Nilagiri. And the forest became thicker and thicker. Not concrete jungles, actual jungle. Okay? Thicker and thicker, like dense thicket. Becomes very dense. to literally, use a lot of energy. Just like Krishna used to go to Vrindavan, when he was walking in the forest, the trees would deliberately block his path. Why? Touch me, please. Karakamal, touch me. It's like Krishna will move the branches from his, I say, no, okay, I get it, I get the point, man. So thick, the bushes. And and he was walking for a long time. He got tired and he sat under a tree. And he heard a group of, he heard a lot of noises. Group of people talking and doing all this stuff. I tried to find the source of the sound. It's a group of people called Shabras. It's a tribal woodsman. And the chief of the tribal people was Vishwavasu. This name we hear a lot. Okay? Vishwavasu is the name of the chief of the tribal people. And he saw, he's a very, very tribal, very tired traveler. So he said, etiquette, please come. We'll provide you some food. And invited him. Okay, and he gladly replied, sure. But he said, oh dear sir, I have come all the way from a distant capital of Avanti. I have traveled from a long way. The only purpose is to have darshan of Lord Neelamadhav. Please help me fulfill this desire. A traveling brahmachari, mendicant in the court of the king, described the glories of this particular place and have taken a vow to find this place and I will not eat anything before I see the Lord. So please can you direct me, guide me to Lord Neelamadhav. So now hearing that, Vishwavasu was a bit troubled. Why was he troubled? So he understood, that would mean the king will follow very soon. And they were their exclusive rights, breaking news, exclusive news. You'll find the exclusive right, or they were the only ones who were worshipping Lord Neelamadhav, exclusively, very personal, very intimate, that kind of worship. And he knew when the king comes, Prabhupada used to say in his purports, when the queen comes, that doesn't mean only the queen comes. The maid servants, the paraphernalia, everything comes along with the queen. Similarly, when the king comes, the king won't just come alone. Entire entourage will come. And that personal intimacy, right? So, comes. But then, he understood that, this may be, what it's meant to be. And he didn't want to lie to a Brahmana. They were that cultured, you shouldn't lie to a Brahmana. So he said, okay. And if you see, even now, I will talk this later, maybe 4 or 5 sessions down the line. There are different castes for each and every different activity. One caste is called Tulsiya. Their only job is to pluck tulsi flowers, tulsi manjiris, tulsi leaves and offer to the Lord. That's it. Each and every caste have their own roles. Okay? And so, the personal servants of the Lord, they're called Daityas. They are the descendants of Vishwavasu, even now. So especially, if you heard of Snan Yatra, right? The Lord takes a bath and he gets cold and it's 15 days, almost 15 days, there's no darshan. Right? So during that time, the Lord gets special soup and all this stuff, taking care. So those who are the one who takes care of the Lord that particular time? Daityas. Daityas means, Sanskrit means the most dear ones. And they're so dear, what they call Jagannath? A Kaliya, a Blackie, a Kallu. Can you imagine calling Lord Jagannath like that? A Kaliya, a Blackie. And not only that, the Pahandi festival, when Jagannath ji comes out of temple during Rath Yatra, he comes, we're talking about this, he comes maddened, Mad Unmatta, fully maddened with thinking about the Brajavasis. And during that time, sometimes it can take hours for Lord Jagannath to reach from the temple to to a chariot. And they say, what have you eaten, man? How you're so heavy. They're starting abuses. This is not abuse, like, hey, nobody knows where you're from. It's Devaki Jannamadu, you are son of Devaki or Yashoda, we don't know what you are, and what is this? Very joking, very friendly way, that's how they talk to Lord Jagannath. They're so close, Daityas. And they're the descendants of Vishwavasu. The Lord Jagannath understood, I know you have a desire to serve me in that particular mood of being very intimate. I fulfill that. That's how Lord fulfills his desire, and still now his descendants do that. Okay? So now, Vishwavasu understood, okay, so okay, let me take you to Lord Nilmadhav. So he led them through the thickets and went to Rohini Kund and took some water and sprinkled on his head, first for auspiciousness. And standing in the cool shade of the Kalpavriksha tree, he saw Lord Nilmadhav on the crystal altar, along with Mother Lakshmi Devi on his left. And he fell. But the next thing, Dandavat. Dandavat, like a rod, fall flat. And offer wonderful, wonderful prayers to Lord Nilmadhav. Right? Now, okay, after darshan, he said, okay, let's go back, time to have prasad. So he said, okay, prasad, they are tribal people, what, fruits, roots. I said, prasad hoga. He didn't expect any seven, five cuisines or something like that, nothing. Very simple, that's what he expected. And then he went to the place, and the tribesmen, Vishwavasu's people, they started taking out things from their home. And Vidyapati astonished, where did you get this? Do you mind telling me where do you get all this opulent? I have been in the palace, I'm staying in the palace, but I have never tasted dishes like this ever in my whole life. Where did you get this? All these preparations, would you mind telling me? So, Vishwavasu said, oh, my dear Brahmana, normally I would not reveal this to anyone because you are a guest. I will tell, and when messenger from the king, I will reveal to you. The Devatas come every night, and they offer prayers and they bring offerings to the Lord. And imagine from heavenly planets. And they offer it to the Lord, and we get prasad. This is that prasad from the heavenly planets. That's the prasad. This is the prasad. Right? They sing and dance before the Lord, offer bhoga, and we get the prasad. This is what you're partaking, the prasad of Lord Nilmadhav. And just by, we'll tell you a story of the glories of Mahaprasadam when the time comes, of Lord Shiva. Hopefully many of you might know already, but very wonderful pastime, right? So now there are different variations of this story till now. You will hear, you must have heard many stories of Vishwavasu saying, no, I cannot show. And he marries his daughter Lalita. Then it's okay, I can take you, but blindfolded. I give mustard seed and on the back. Now these are not part of the Skanda Puran. These are oral traditions coming along. And it's not, we don't just exclude them. Shri Jiva Goswami in his Sandarbhas gives 10 different pramanas. We have heard 3 pramanas, right? Pratyaksha, Anumana and Shabda. Jiva Goswami gives 10 different pramanas. There are 10 different kinds of pramanas of authenticity, of getting information. 10 different types, right? And this is from Madhvacharya. And one of the, I will not list the entire thing, one of them is called Aitiha. Aitiha means tradition. If you see in Vrindavan, you will see many Brajvasi pastimes of Krishna. One of them would be when Krishna opened the mouth and he showed the entire universe. Bhagavan says, Mother Yaksha became perplexed, and then she became, no possible. In Vrindavan, but one of this pastime is, Mother Yaksha got so terrified cow dung bath, cow urine bath. You won't find in Bhagavatam. You find in other scriptures. It's Vrindavan, right? Traditions. There will be some truth to it as well. That's why it's one of the Pramanas. But Jiva Goswami then categorizes all these different 10 under the 3, Shabda, Pratyaksha, Anuman. And of that he says how Shabda is the topmost. That's how he tells, taking the teaching from Sri Madhvacharya. Okay? Side note. So now that you will find different variations, basically, that's what I mentioned. Different variations. Now, yes, to Vidyapati informed of his desire to return back to the king. That's his main duty, right? He's thinking, do I need to go back? The Lord is here, perfect. I don't need to go back. But then he said, no, I have to go back. That's my duty. I have been given this task. So he informed the desire he had to Vishwasu that I need to go back and inform the king of all the events which have taken place till now. And okay, fine. That's what you came for. Please go ahead. So Vidyapati left for Avanti again. And when he left, Vishwasu was getting ready for picking all the arti plates. We have agarbatti, incense sticks, we have deep, we have dhoop, deep, we have the water, the cloth, shamar, everything, was preparing everything. And suddenly, fierce winds started blowing, uprooting trees, scaring all the animals. Dust is all over, in the air, in the environment. Trees have been uprooted. Such chaos. When you have a dust storm, you can't see anything, beyond maybe a couple of feet, whatever it is, right? They're blinded for some time and find that when the dust settled, this first thing they looked is Mr. Madhav. And the Lord was buried and lost under the sand. It was full of sand. They could not find the Lord. And they had it, and they started having what? Separation, feeling of separation. They could not tolerate. They started looking, even the Devatas, not just the tribes people, the Devatas are perplexed. Right? What? Where is the Lord? Where is the Lord? They began to pray, began to cry. What offenses have we committed? Not able to see you, have a darshan. How can we live in this separation? And they started searching the forest. Maybe he moved somewhere. In separation. If you heard Srimad Bhagavatam, especially the 5 chapters of Rasa Panchadhyaya, the gopis they ask, this Ashoka tree, have you seen? See, you are Ashoka. No lamentation, so please give that. Make a lamentation go away. You are Ashoka, so make us Ashoka. You are this tree, that tree, this deer, that deer. They start asking everywhere, everyone. Similarly, they start looking everywhere. No, Lord must have moved there. No, must have moved here, moved there. They could not feel separation. They could not tolerate the separation from Lord Nilmadhav and started searching everywhere. Right? And then an ethereal voice from the sky started, said something. From this day forward, Lord Nilmadhav will not be seen in this world. The Lord will appear in another form when King Indradumna returns. Do not fear and remain patient. Just imagine, bolt of thunder, lightning, poof. The Lord which they were worshipping for years and years and years, suddenly vanished from their eyes. They could not tolerate. They're crying so much. And the Lord says, I'll come in another form, to be patient. Dhairya, utsaha, nishchaya, dhairyat. Be enthusiastic, determined, and patient. Easy for you to say. Easy for you to say, the Lord, remain patient. What about devotees? Right? So, the Lord is saying, remain patient, it will come. And Vidyapati, or hunky dory. He didn't know what happened. He was walking very happily, saw the form of Lord Nilmadhav, supremely happy. And on the way, he started taking darshan of all Shankha Kshetra. Do you want to share about that? So the Dham, Jagannath Dham also is right on this form. There are many different places around Lord Jagannath and it's all Shankha. Just like Govardhan is like shape of peacock. Navadip is like form of lotus. Shankha Kshetra. This is how the places are, right? Thank you, Prabhu. So he started seeing all these. He was in awe of the beauty of the Shankha Kshetra, right? And he was having wonderful time. Oh, how beautiful the place is! How beautiful, right? All the streams, the rivers, its natural beauty. He was in awe. And finally, he reached Avantipur. And he had the Prasad Mala of Lord Nilmadhav, Ananda Prasadam. When the king saw Vidyapati, he could immediately understand there's something different about you. This is some scent, there's some vibe around you. He immediately went, oh, Vidyapati, you are back. And just by seeing the mala, Vidyapati will never rot. Crying, hair standing on end. He is so much ecstasy. Right? The other king, which I remember, who has this kind of ecstasy was Kulshekar Alvar. Right? He used to so there's such ecstasy, right? And Vidyapati narrated the entire journey. What happened, Mahanadi River, then Bhubaneswar, Sri Kshetra, the Nilagiri, then went to Vishwasu, Shabaras, so many things. He detailed everything. And he mentioned that Lord Nilmadhav was holding a club. So Lord Nilmadhav was not in the form of Krishna, holding flute. He had 4 arms. Shankha, Chakra, Gada and Padma, lotus. So he called it Nilmadhav. Right? So Krishna is also called as Ujjvala Nilamani. Ujjvala means bright. Nilamani is basically the name of sapphire. Bright blue sapphire. And that is a book written by Shrupa Goswami, Ujjvala Nilamani. Krishna is glowing, like blue sapphire. The Nilmadhav was glowing like a blue sapphire blue deity. He started describing the beauty of Lord Nilmadhav. And just read a paragraph of how Vidyapati describes Lord Nilmadhav. He said, the luster of his forehead is brighter than the moon, and the beauty of his eyes far excels that of a blue lotus. His shining face defeats the sun and can dispel the darkness of ignorance. The Lord's nose can be compared to a sesame flower, and his lips are curved in a perfect smile. A bejeweled necklace adorns his neck, and the celebrated Kaustuva Mani can be seen upon his chest. In one of his hands he carries a conch shell, which appears about to pour down pearls. The Lord's thighs resemble pillars, and he wears precious ankle bells just above his lotus feet. To his left stands the goddess of fortune Lakshmi Devi, beautifully adorned with costly ornaments. Only people who have performed numerous pious activities, here pious does not mean the pious punya things, here means sukriti, bhakti sukriti, that's pious. Only people who have performed numerous bhakti sukriti can see the most exquisite form of the personality of Godhead. It's describing the beautiful features of Lord Nilmadhav. We can only just imagine. It's describing them. And King Indudumna, just hearing this, said, let's leave. Let's leave. Let's not wait for a single day and a single moment. Let's leave. But that time came very, very special personality. In Srimad Bhagavatam, he is the guru of almost all the devotees. Who is he? Narad Muni, the transcendental spaceman. Narada, what is the meaning of Narada? Narayana Dadati iti Narada. One who gives Narayana is Narada. Narada, so he says Narayana. You say, right? So, but Shri Bhaktivinoda Thakur says in his bhajan, Narada Muni bhajaye veena Radhika Ramana Name. Narad Muni Vijay says Radhika Raman, Radhika Raman. He sings like that. Right? So Narad Muni is one who gives Narayana. He's Narad Muni. Narada. Right? So Narad Muni appeared. He just tapak jata hai. He just appears. Right? As always. Dhuru Maharaj appeared. Right? He appears. And then, of course, knowing the exalted position of Narad Muni, King Indudumna gave a perfect welcome. He gave up his own throne and said, "Oh, Narad Muni, please sit here." He gave him something to drink, offered sweet words. Okay? And he covered up, seating. Normally you should wash your feet, lotus feet, give a nice place to sit, or something to drink, or at least some palatable words. If you can offer something to eat, some sweet words. That's the etiquette. Right? Please. And then he asked, he didn't say, "Acha, aap kaise chal rahe?" Shri Nitaya Sachindandev Bhagwan ki jai, Lakshmi Narasimhadev Bhagwan ki jai, Brinde Tulsi Maharani ki jai, Shri Prabhupada ki jai. So he did not ask, "Narad Muni, what's up?" He did not ask something like that. What did he ask? "Please enlighten about the glories of the Lord. Say something about the glories of the Lord." And hundreds of attendant servants, they all present to hear from the lotus mouth of Narad Muni. Just imagine when a Mahabhagat speaks, how wonderful it will be to hear. Right? So one particular practical point of view, practical application, when a wonderful, very senior devotee comes, we should never miss a chance to hear from them. Go and hear from them. Right? So this is part of etiquette. When a senior devotee comes, we get a chance to associate with senior devotees, don't talk about mundane subject matters. What did Indudumna ask? "Please tell me something about the Supreme Lord." We ask, "Do you see new movie Netflix, Disney Plus, this and that? Kya chal raha hai?" Asking well-being is fine, is good. "How are you doing? Going okay? Oh, good? Okay." After that, this picture, the one released, that picture, this one, that one. What can we say? It's like Prabhupada says. That's it. Right? We should talk about Krishna. Let's talk about Krishna. There's so many things to talk about Krishna. There's unlimited things to talk about Krishna. And then Narad will talk next time when we get a chance to speak. We'll talk about the picture. Baki hai, right? The picture is remaining. Okay. So thank you so much. Shri Nitaya Sachindandev Bhagwan ki jai, Bol Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Maiya ki jai. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. Shri Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. If everyone can come together, maybe put the mats away. I think you know what comes next. Arati Kirtan. Please have darshan of the deities. They look amazing, as always. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna Prakonya. You guys want to sing? Hare Bol. Hare Krishna Mataji. Who wants to sing? Who's going to sing? You want to sing? Eeny, miny, moe.
I know you don't like me stand up.
Oh yeah.
I haven't been here in a while. Maybe you should sing.
Maybe she can do the sit down. You
I
like
can
doing stand up?
I can sing.
Okay. Here, let's put it there. Oh, that's sorry. I think we need some devotees playing Katha. Is this too low? Okay.
Hello. Namo विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रस्थाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिन् इति नामिने ॐ विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रस्थाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिन् नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पश्यत्याशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Nitai Sachinandana Nitai Sachinandana Nitai Sachinandana Gaura Hari Jaya Nitai Sachinandana Nitai Sachinandana Nitai Sachinandana Gaura Hari Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Shripai Paramapati Vijayakarya Sotar Satishi is Stotar Satishi Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Maharaj Prabhupada ki jai Ananta Koti Vaishnavinda ki jai Namacharya Shri Haridas Thakur ki jai Prem se kaho Shri 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 Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shama Kun Radha Kun Giri Govardhan ki jai Shri Shri Vrindavan Dham ki jai Shri Navati Mayapur Dham ki jai Shri Jagannath Puri Kshetra Dham ki jai Ganga Mai ki Yamuna Mai ki jai Bhakti Devi Gati Tulsi Maharani ki jai Samveta Bhaktivinoda ki jai Nitai Gaur Premanande All glories to the Samud devotees All glories to the Samud devotees All glories to the Samud devotees All glories to Shri Guru Gauranga Shri Prabhupada ki jai
Somebody want to play harmonium? Somebody want to play harmonium while she sings? Do you want harmonium accompaniment? I think.
Namaste Narasimhaya. Haya. Pralada lada da. Hiranyakasipurvakshah. Hiranyakasipurvakshah. Silatankanakalaye. Silatankanakalaye. Ito Narasimha Parato Narasimha. Yato yato yami tato Narasimha. Yato yato yami tato Narasimha. Bahir Narasimha, Hridaye Narasimha. Bahir Narasimha, Hridaye Narasimha. Narasimha Madim Saranam Prapadye. Narasimha Mahim Tarata. Narasimha Madim Saranam Prapadye. Tavakara Kamalavare Nakha Madhuta Shringam Dalita Hiranyakasipu Tanubringam Kesavadita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare. Tavakara Kamalavare Nakha Madhuta Shringam Dalita Hiranyakasipu Tanubringam Kesavadvita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare. केशवधृता नरहरि रूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे हरि रूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव जय प्रहलाद महाराज प्रहलाद महाराज प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रभुपदा 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 श्रील प्रभुपदा